I didn't see that at all.
You're all set, Rob.
And welcome to the March 3rd Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Henrietta. I'm Bob Peckham, the chairman of the board. I have Beth Mossworth next to me here. She's the vice chair. I would like to start out with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll do roll call and some of the other things. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to take roll call. So Robert Peckham here, Beth Mossworth.
Here.
John Migliorini. Here. Christian Chamberlain. Here. Heather Robinson.
Here.
Jesse Redlow. Here. And Timothy Harrington. Here. Everybody's here. This is a good day. I would like to ask for a motion for the minutes for February.
Mr. Chairman, I motion to approve the minutes from the February 3rd, 2021 meeting as presented.
Second.
Beth seconds it. All in favor of accepting the meeting minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Meeting minutes carry. So today we got to talk about an application 2021-003 by Eco 65 Goodway Drive South LLC. There is a little bit of discussion going on here because some of the paperwork has a bit of an error here. We advertised the code, the zoning code as 295-9. In reality, the actual zoning code request is for 295-44 alpha. And we're going back and forth a little bit. And I know we have a member of the audience here, Rob Barley, who has a comment or question. No, you're good?
No.
Okay. Thank you. So Eric, I'm going to put you back on the spot here. What we're debating is whether we can have the meeting as stands, and it sounds like we can't because it was advertised incorrectly. And so therefore, I think it sounds like we have to either decide whether we can hear the applicant today and then re-advertise it and vote on it next month, which would be April, or if we just postpone it completely till April, table it, I should say. So Eric, those are the two choices, correct?
Yep. Yes, basically. And I think we should leave it up to the applicant if they want to, come back next month. I do think that you can, if there are questions that people want to ask the applicant tonight, this was an administrative error.
Yes.
So I do think there's no basis for a claim of misconduct. If people want to ask the applicant while they're present, I think that we're allowed to do that, but we shouldn't rule on the application until it's been correctly advertised.
Thank you. So I will ask, thank you for that, Eric. With that said, I would like to ask the applicant, and I don't see the name here. Is the applicant on Zoom, Heather?
Yes, I have Jeremy online and looks like, oh, Van came in as an attendee. Let me promote him. Van, can you hear us, dear? I don't know that he's there. Jeremy?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, there you are.
We hear you, Jeremy. Thank you. Jeremy, have you been hearing what we've been saying?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Okay, so we do have a clerical error, and I think what I propose is that we go through this process today, if you're comfortable with that. And again, compared to coming back next month. But I propose that we go through the process today, and the only thing is we can't vote and finalize it because of this clerical error. It will have to wait till next month.
I'm okay with that. Understood.
In that case, Tim, I would like to open the floor to you. Oh, I
Mr.
have
Chair,
to,
I'm just going to ask you, have Jeremy state his name and affiliation.
that's what I was just gonna
Thank
say.
you.
I
Okay.
skipped over a whole bunch of things. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
Yes, my name is Jeremy Kimball. I'm with Vanguard Engineering, and our address is 133 South Fitzhugh Street, Rochester, New York, 14608.
Thank you, Jeremy. And again, this is for 65 Goodway Drive South, Zoning Board of Appeals, application 2021-003. Tim, please take it away.
Hello, Jeremy. This is Tim Harrington. So I spoke both with Simon and Van Economides about this and shared those facts, some of those facts with the board here. Can you maybe give us a summary of what's precipitated this need for this variance?
Okay, so the applicant proposes to construct a approximately 4,600 square foot building addition. That totals for the whole facility approximately 2,200 or 22,300 square feet. Code requires 59 parking spaces. There are currently 37 on site, and we propose to add 9 for a total of 46.
Okay, thank you for that. I count 46 on drawing C2 of the paperwork. Is that,
45, I thought you said.
45.
I'm sorry, 45. I count 45 spots on the drawing where the application says 46. 8, 16, 8, and 13.
We propose one additional handicap parking space just north of the overhead door, near the northern corner of the building.
There it is. That's what I missed. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Okay, so in speaking with the two owners, we talked about the decision includes the understanding that a variance here stays with the building in perpetuity. So we discussed things like snow removal. And they shared with me that snow goes either by the dumpster or off in the grass. So that's not a concern. A relevant point also was that this extension to the building was primarily for storage, also to include cover for some of their existing trucks, which would actually reduce the need for consuming parking spaces. Is that consistent with your understanding of it?
That is correct.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit quickly what this company does? And how long they've been here?
I believe they are metal fabricators, and they have been around since 1997. It's the late 90s, I believe.
Okay.
I believe they've got approximately 20 employees currently.
Yes, that's what the gentleman told me as well. Also, we discussed traffic, and between the less than 20 employees and the occasional deliveries, that is the extent of their demand on parking spaces.
Yeah, my understanding was, anywhere from 20 to 25 vehicles in the parking lot on any given day.
Okay.
Kevin, I have a question for you. Sure. This whole lot, I would say a majority of this lot is filled with asphalt building, concrete, and more. Are there any requirements or limitations that we need to pay attention to on a commercial or business, industrial, that has the amount of permeable versus impermeable surface?
There is requirements for green space. They have gone, Jeremy, if you correct me, they've gone to planning board already for this.
Correct. We have.
They would look at the green space as required.
So we're good on that. There's no
As
other.
far as, I believe that they're all set with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Kevin, we did receive verbal planning board approval.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions. Does anybody else?
No.
Oh, is there any, and I understand what I just asked might go against what I'm about to ask. Is there any capability to land bank more space for future proofing the parking issue that we're debating right now? It looks like the answer is no, because it really is, you've hit the edges of this property relatively.
Correct. And also the lot itself, the geometry is kind of working against us here. I think that the way the site was originally laid out is, the most efficient. And, where we are proposing our 8 spaces really, to me, that's the most feasible as far as expansion goes.
Okay. So I don't think there's any more questions. I guess that leaves us, Jeremy, with the weird ending to this because of this error that we had, we can't vote on this today. We have to wait till next month. So I guess the answer is we're going to table this until April to get this clerical error or issue addressed.
Should we be present at the next month's meeting, just in case?
I would definitely suggest it.
Okay, understood.
And again, apologies for the issue. We will square this away and make it good.
Two more comments I'll add from my discussions with the owners is, A, they have no plans to hire staff. They have no plans of leaving, and this is their third and final expansion of the structure.
Thank you. The other thing thank you, Heather, for bringing this up. Heather, is there any questions from the audience or from the Zoom meeting that you can see? Do you guys know?
No, I don't have anybody else present at all via YouTube or on Zoom.
Perfect. That makes it easy. So for this, we're going to table application 2021-003 till April. And for the board members, make sure I get all the paperwork back for this one. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Now we're going to hear application 2021-004. And this is Bernard and Patty Chabak. Close? Thank you. Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record. And if you can, I think there's a microphone on your desk. There's a power button somewhere on there to get it rolling. If we need to, we can stand up to the podium.
You should just be able to turn it, like hold it down on the left-hand button. I had it on just a few minutes ago.
Good evening,
Welcome.
Bernard Chabak. This is my wife, Patty Chabak. We reside at 37 Wallman Drive, which is our application.
Thank you.
Can you explain why you guys need the driveway expansion?
So the existing property was built approximately 1969. And when they did it really fast. So when they excavated and put in the stone and the asphalt, over time, it has panned from the vehicles driving in and out. We've been wanting to do this for a few years. Financially, now's the time that we can afford to do it. We've talked to several contractors, and they had suggested that because where we put our recycle bins on the side of the garage, we wanted to come 4 feet out. The problem with that, though, is this limitation of the 8-foot variance to the property line. When you folks published this, we are neighbors with Ruth Sage next door. She asked for an explanation of why this variance is required, what we planned on doing. And she did express to us that she was okay with it.
Okay.
And so what will you be doing with it?
The idea is that because it is a single car garage with a single driveway, it gives us the ability to bring our cans over around the vehicles. We have 3 vehicles with our kids.
Yep.
And the other thing we'd like to do is right now we have block on the side of the garage. In the back of the garage, we have a gate and a hedge. So we want to make that all concrete at some point. So we have our storage plus walking, a sidewalk, if you will, on the side of the garage.
So it's basically just extra parking
Correct.
and convenience for,
Correct, and an improvement to the existing driveway, which is shot.
Okay.
John, do you have any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Are there any other questions from members of the audience, even though I don't believe there's anybody on there?
Still nothing.
Thank you, Heather. Any other questions from members of the board? Should I? Nope. Great. With that said, we need a moment and then we'll,
I'm good.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, with regards to application 2021-003 for an area variance, I move to approve. Whereas the zoning board has duly advertised and held public hearings, has considered all relevant information, and has considered the potential benefits to the application versus the potential detriment to the neighborhood or community in relation to such variance. Now therefore be it resolved that the zoning board of appeals makes the following findings of facts. The variance will not result in an undesirable change to the characteristic of the neighborhood, as it's a single driveway, a single car garage, and they need more parking. The variance cannot be achieved by some other feasible alternative based on the location of the driveway and the property line. The variance requested is not substantial. The variance will not have a negative effect on the physical or environmental conditions. The difficulty related to the variance was not self-created due to the shape of the property. And be it further resolved that based above findings, the zoning board of appeals hereby approves. And the approval shall be subject to the following conditions as presented.
Second.
seconded by Jesse. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right. Gotta use the gavel more. With that, I would like to close the meeting at 7.
Wait.
Oh, I apologize. We have,
Question for the board,
please.
committee. In the past, I had already spoken with Chuck Marshall at the DPW.
Okay,
So we know that there is no issue with any utilities underneath our existing driveway
okay.
because we want to go to concrete. He had mentioned something about, and I'm going to say it was a certificate.
Certificate of,
Like
When,
that they would sign off saying, yep, the work's done, something along that line. I can get with him now that we are good as well as,
so there's no permits required for
Correct.
the building department?
yep,
There is one for Chuck Marshall for the highway department to work within the right of way.
and there's,
The only certificate he would ask for would be for the contractor's certificate of insurance. That's
Okay.
probably what it is.
and he has bonding and insurance.
Yep, so Chuck will need that on file
We can do
before
that.
the work commences.
Thank you. That was the only clarification we needed.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
and with that, we will close the meeting. And I can't see it well. I gotta get my glasses. 7:25, thank you. At 7:25. Thank you, everybody.
Overtime, extra 2 minutes.